Most pet parents waste thousands of dollars each year on treats that aren't healthy for their dogs. So in this video, I am going to rank some of the most popular dog treats, and we are going to see who gets the crown and who gets the bin. Hi, my name is Sam. I'm a dog and cat nutritionist, and we are going to get straight into it. Let's start with everyone's favorite dog treat, and that is a milk bone. Now, what is there to say about milk bones? Well, if you read the ingredients, it's a bit like a Snickers bars. We have whole ground wheat, we have wheat flour, we have meat and bone meal, milk, beef fat, natural flavor, and added vitamins and minerals. And your guess is as good as mine what meat and bone meal is and what added vitamins and minerals are. So in reality, this is a whole wheat and wheat flour sort of treat, and this is not something we like on this channel. And for that reason, we are going to put milk bones in the bin for now. The second one is cheese, and I know a few of you put cheese with your dog's dinner, for example, or you add it on top of the kibble, for example. Now, some dogs can actually be intolerant to lactose, and high amounts of cheese and a lot of the extra fat is not very good for them. Now, if it's just a tiny little bit to enhance your dog's dinner, then I would say everything is okay every now and then. But if cheese becomes a bit of a staple in your dog's diet, I am then not so keen. And because of that, we are going to put it on 3. The next one is rabbit ears, and you can pop to your local independent pet shop and they will sell rabbit ears. They will be single protein, that's just rabbit ears. The fur is incredibly good. Why? Well, it's insoluble fiber, so if your dog has a bit of a blockage or whatever, that insoluble fiber is surely going to help them. It also contains something called chondroitin and glucosamine because it's cartilage, so it'll help your dog's joints because that's what cartilage is made out of. So all in all, this is a phenomenal treat, and it deserves a crown in my opinion. The next one is going to be smart bones, and what is there to say about smart bones? I mean, it's absolutely incredible how they look and the look they've got and the color they've got. Look like it's made with real chicken. I mean, for God's sake, we have as ingredients cornstarch, glycerin to bind everything together, chicken, sorbitol, pea flour, fructose. Fructose is a sugar derivative, and I am then going to stop there. Do I want to give my dog any sugar or sugar derivatives? Absolutely not. So guess what? This is going in the bin. I am really sorry. I would never give my dog anything with sugar or sugar derivatives. Let's start with chicken, and I know a lot of people give their dogs a little bit of chicken. Now, chicken can be given either raw or you can part boil it. Now, if you give it raw, it will retain a lot more of the nutrients and vitamins, and your dog's gut has been optimized to breaking down raw chicken. So do not worry about your dog getting sick, because it's very unlikely. Not that it won't happen, but it's very unlikely. And that's why chicken is packed with protein. Protein is the most expensive macronutrient. Protein has a high thermic effect of food. Chicken is packed with protein, which aids muscle protein synthesis, etc. Meat is always good for dogs, so that is going to get the crown for sure. Next, we have salmon oil, and salmon oil is really interesting because a lot of people squirt a little bit of salmon oil onto their dog's kibble, or they'll just add it as a supplement. And my gripe with salmon oil, it's not so much that it isn't good, it's great. It's full of EPAs, DHAs, it's absolutely incredible. The only problem is that as soon as you open it, it goes rancid, it starts oxidizing. And so pet parents will have a tub of salmon oil in a cupboard for weeks and weeks or even months, and that's oxidizing. As soon as you open it, as soon as you start squirting it, it goes bad really quickly. It goes rancid and it starts oxidizing, and it is for that I am going to give it a 2, because you can get it from giving your dog sprats or giving your dog natural salmon, for example. And so not that it won't be good, it is good. Next one, we have our cookbook, and let me tell you something. If you are into making your dogs fresh food and you are into healthy, wholesome recipes, and maybe you want to divert a little bit from kibble and you want to learn how to make your own dog food properly, the different fresh meats you can give your dog, and you want to do it properly, you want to do it in a complete way, you want to do it in a holistic way, I highly encourage you to get our cookbook. And this has to get the crown because it has helped over 7,000 pet parents so far. The recipes are super easy to make. You can source them from your local supermarket, from your local butcher, and from your local greengrocer. Your dog is absolutely going to love. Next one, we have these chicken jerky wrapped pumpkin biscuits. I mean, does that really look like chicken to you? If something doesn't look like chicken, is it chicken? Is it pumpkin? If it doesn't look like pumpkin, it's a little bit silly in my opinion. I mean, the ingredients are a little bit dubious here. We have taurine, which is incredible. It's really, really good. We then have protein. What protein? I'm not really sure. It says that it's 45% chicken and 45% pumpkin. I'm not really sure because I cannot find the ingredients anywhere. So if you have the ingredients somewhere, please do let me know. So in the meantime, I am going to place them in tier 3. Next, we have pumpkin puree. Now, if you are going to give your dog any fruits or vegetables whatsoever, you want to give your dog the antioxidants and all the goodies from the fruit and veg. You have to puree them, because if you don't, your dog will not be able to break them down. They don't have something called amylase in the mouth. When me and you eat fruit or veg, we start breaking it down in the mouth. You have to prepare it for your pet in order for them to absorb it. So pumpkin paste, it's a phenomenal prebiotic, and prebiotics are so much better than probiotics at pretty much everything. The literature on prebiotics, aka antioxidants, and the polyphenols within the fruit or veg cannot be matched. And this is why if your dog has any gastrointestinal issues, if your dog needs a bit of a boost in terms of their immune system, pumpkin paste can be absolutely an incredible resource. So again, you can go down to your local pet shop and they will have some sort of pumpkin puree. We then have bones, and bones are absolutely incredible. This is the ultimate toothbrush for dogs. If you look at our dogs' mouths, they do not have the ability to move their jaws sideways. They can only move it up and down. And so how does tartar get accumulated? Well, it gets accumulated because the dog cannot file their canatial teeth, their back teeth, with anything. So especially if your dog is kibble fed, they won't have the chomp to something and they will not be able to get rid of that tartar that starts accumulating in their mouths. This is why a bone is absolutely incredible. Now, you do have to be careful with bones and dogs. You cannot give your dog something like a knuckle bone or something that is really complicated if they have never been given a bone. So you have to be really careful. And this is why I am going to put it on tier 1, because you do have to be quite mindful with bones. Give your dog a bone that is easy for them to chomp on, and do not give them anything too complicated. Next up, we have the Hill's hypoallergenic treats. Well, listen, the list in hypoallergenic ingredients has never been defined, and so guess what? Manufacturers take advantage of this and they just give you whatever, and they just put whatever they want in the food, and they can just call it hypoallergenic because it's a very vague term. And you can see here the composition is derivatives of vegetable origin. Do you know what that is? Because I don't. We then have meat and animal derivatives. Could that be chicken? Yeah. Could it be beef? Yeah. Could it be quail? Yeah. Could it be kangaroo? Yeah. Could it be crocodile? Yeah, it's meat and animal derivatives. Which meat and animal derivatives? I have no idea. You have no idea because they don't tell you. Oils and fats, again, it's not olive oil and it's not coconut fat, for example. So we don't really know. We then have the Active Biome Plus prebiotic blend, which is 14% of the recipe, which is what you are actually paying for here. Could you argue that giving your pet a natural prebiotic, like some pureed fruit and veg, is a lot better than giving your dog derivatives of vegetable origin, meat and animal derivatives, and oils and fats? Absolutely. Even the fruit here, it says fruit. Fruit is very, very unspecific. We have no idea whether that's apples, whether it's blueberries, whatever. We have no idea. And because we have no idea, I am going to put this in the bin because it's very, very vague. And we don't want vague things going into our pets. Let's go with dentist sticks. And dentist sticks is, once again, they are made with a bunch of cereals. They are made with a bunch of things that we don't want our pets having, quite frankly. And a lot of vets these days will warn pet parents against dentist sticks because they have been shown not to work. As I said before, dogs don't have the ability to break down cereals in the mouth due to this enzyme called amylase, and so you are doing your dog a bit of a disservice whenever you give them something like this. So I don't like dentist sticks, and they go in the bin, sadly. Let's go with yak chews, and yak chews are incredible. They are compressed milk without lactose. They do have some preservatives, but they are quite natural in the sense that they don't have too many ingredients. They might be infused with blueberry or cheese or whatever, but that's not too concerning because it's quite a wholesome thing. I give yaks to my dog very, very regularly. And so the only drawback with a yak chew is that they are quite interactive. Dogs are quite interactive. They might leave the yak for a while and then they might go back to it 2-3 weeks later or months later, and that's why this has to go in tier 2 because it's not that consistent, and some pet parents will love them and some pet parents will be quite indifferent about it. Let's go with some health bars from Blue Buffalo. Now, Blue Buffalo is an incredibly popular brand of dog food and treats, and I was quite surprised actually when I looked at the ingredients here. The ingredients are barley, oatmeal, rye, chicken meal, bacon, dry cheese, etc, etc. I mean, I don't know you, but I'm not giving my dog bacon. That's a non-starter. Barley, oatmeal, rye, chicken meal, bacon is really not touching my dog. Listen, this is not as bad as the others, so I'm not going to put it in the bin, but 3 for sure, because this is not something I want to be giving my dog all the time, especially if a dog has any sort of allergies or health issues. You want to keep things as natural as possible, in my humble opinion. Last but not least, the Mighty Egg, one of the cheapest yet most powerful sources of protein on planet Earth. They are underestimated and people don't really look into them as much as they should, including yourself. They are very, very high in protein. They are very, very rich in leucine, which is the essential amino acid for muscle protein synthesis. And if you are giving your dog a diet that isn't protein rich, then adding a couple eggs might just save your life. In terms of bioavailability and price, maybe not so much in the US with everything that's going on. However, it's still a phenomenal source of protein. You can either boil it and give it to your dog with the shell included if they will have it, because it contains calcium and calcium is great for your dog anyway, or you can just give it to your dog raw. Whenever I give my dog an egg, I crack it open raw and I just give it to him. He's not as keen on the shell, so he leaves the shell, but he does enjoy raw eggs so much. How often? As often as you like, basically. 1 a day, maybe 2-3 per week. It's a phenomenal addition. It's not going to hurt. If your dog is in check in terms of calories and your dog is not overweight, then adding something like an egg is phenomenal. It's packed with protein, it's packed with vitamins and minerals, and it's one of the cheapest things that you can give your dog that I cannot associate bang per buck wise something better than an egg. So I'm gonna absolutely give it the crown here. If you are really into dog nutrition and what the best dog food is, I highly encourage you to watch this video next, because I'm gonna break down something very important there.